Are you a RuPaul's Drag Race fan? Then make sure you are subscribed to the Reality Rundown's official Drag Race podcast, The Tuck. Every week, our hosts recap the latest episodes of Drag Race, from the drama in the workroom to the fashions on the runway. We discuss it all, honey. So make sure to subscribe to our podcast everywhere you listen to your podcast so you don't miss an episode. Get into it, sisters.
How you doing, mis amores? This is Cynthia Lee Fontaine, all the way from RuPaul Drag Race, The Crazy Cuckoo, and you are watching the Reality Rundown.
Well, hello, everyone. It's been a while.
Oh my God.
just has been lifing more than usual. And it's also Pride Month, so like mental health, we took care of our mental health and did things that we felt that we needed to do. And now we're ready. We are back and at it here with the Tuck, a podcast of the
Yo,
I
it's
need
like
a script.
no, like at this point, it's like, do you know? Do you know where we're? Do you know where we're here? Like, do you know?
I just got the link and I'm like, oh, chatting.
Like, I'm randomly calling you on FaceTime to chat.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Okay, y'all, we are a.
Yo.
Oh my God. Wait.
What are we?
The teleprompter is not moving. Like, I don't know. Oh my God, I can't.
Oh my God.
We are Fags on the podcast reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race. Shout out to the Reality Rundown for having a space for us queers to get together and just be chatty, share our unwanted opinions, and y'all gonna get it, and y'all eat it up every time. So thank you for joining us again, even
That
after
part.
a hiatus. And I'm really excited about this episode because I think a lot needs to be discussed. And I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm also excited.
It's gotten to that point in the competition where, like, okay, like, you know, it's literally the midpoint of the competition and it's no more kikiing no more. It's like, who's gonna win this? Who's gonna be at the finale? And girls are cutting throats and slashing wigs left and right. So we're gonna
It's alarming.
It's a lot. Like,
It's a lot.
It's a lot going on. First of all, like,
and not much makes sense.
And not much makes sense. Before we get into this episode, I just wanted to say shout out to the house of Juicy Couture for winning Legendary Season 3.
I haven't watched it yet.
I am spoiler.
Well, Juicy was like the front runner always. Like people knew they were gonna win.
Juicy was the front runner always. They came in every week and slayed the motherfucking stage, and the first Kiki house to win Legendary. So shout out to them because
what does it mean, the Kiki house?
So the Kiki scene is basically like the younger side of like the Vogue scene. It's kind of like for younger people,
like a new generation type of thing.
Yeah, kind of like a new generation type of thing. So being the first Kiki house to get to the finale and also win, it's like a huge for them because it's kind of like, you know, they were going against houses that have been around for years and years and years. So it's just a really big accomplishment for them. And I just wanted to say that because I do know that we told you guys that we were going to do Legendary recaps as well. But honestly, when Legendary came around, are you there, Raymond? Okay. He's literally frozen. He is literally frozen. Okay, he just texted me saying I accidentally kicked my outlet and this is rebooting right now.
Bruh.
This is it. Like, this is what it means to record a podcast. But yeah, like I was saying, as the first Kiki house, it's a huge accomplishment for the House of Juicy Couture to have one legendary, because it's just huge. It's literally huge, and that house literally came ready from day one. From day one, they were the judges' favorites. I could definitely say that they were the judges' favorites from day one. Us also with the House of Revlon. And I love the House of Juicy Couture. Like they gave us new routines, they gave us new things. Their members were so energetic and so unique. Shout out to Brooklyn. It's somebody that I just want to keep watching every time. She was definitely somebody that, every time that came on the stage, she gave it her all, and you can tell her passion for voguing and for ballroom. And I'm just really, 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 really excited for what they're going to do in the future. And all that money that they won, $100,000. Then Dolce and Gabbana, I think I think it was Dolce and Gabbana gave the winning team $1,000 each. No, $10,000 each, I believe. Yes, $10,000 each, I believe. So that was 50,000 across the team. And then they also are going to be part of a social media campaign for Dolce and Gabbana. And of course, they're going to be brought back onto Legendary season 4 in some capacity. And I don't know, tutor the new houses, or give advice to the new houses, whatever they choose, the show chooses. I do think that the show needs to do more with the winners. Like when a winner wins, they need to then come back and kind of like participate in the show somehow. I think that's a cool way to kind of like keep the winners around and give them more of a platform for being winners. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Legendary has proven to be one of the best shows on HBO Max. And also, it's an LGBTQ show. The ballroom scene, it's such a huge part of the LGBTQ community. And for it to be portrayed the way it is on HBO Max through Legendary, I think is beautiful. I think that it puts ballroom in a whole different aspect. And the same thing that RuPaul did with Drag Race, and how, he made Drag Race such a global phenomenon and now such a mainstream thing. I think that they're doing the same work over at Legendary with making ballroom something more mainstream and something more accessible to everybody, and that everybody knows about it. So I'm really, 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 really happy about everything. I think this season the judges were perfect. Having Kiki as part of the judging panel was definitely great because she knew what she was talking about. And Kiki is a person that does her homework. Kiki is a person that she never does a job half-ass. So I was very excited when I heard that she was going to be one of the judges, because I know that she puts in her all to everything that she does. So it was really great. It was really great. Kiki was amazing, and Jamila was amazing too this season. Even though I wasn't such a big fan of Jamila in the past, this season I feel like Jamila really listened to what the fans had to say about her criticism and about her as a judge, and she listened to that and she said, "Listen, I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to learn more about this, and I'm going to come back and be more of a legitimate judge." And I think that she did that. So, tense across the board. Production, Deshaun hosting, he's amazing. I don't see anybody else hosting that show. But just ten across the board for Legendary. I am very, very excited for season 4. The only thing though is that I did not like the fact that they had it like, you know, they had it where it was like 3 episodes coming out at the same time every week, because it was only like 4 weeks and then boom, it was done. I'd rather have it 1 episode per week because it keeps the momentum going. And also, that was another reason why we, decided to kind of take a step back and not really review it, because since they were releasing the episodes by threes, it was a lot to get through. Anyways, amazing. Love Legendary. If you haven't watched Legendary, make sure you go and watch it on HBO Max season 3. It's on there fully, so you can binge watch it all of season 3. It was an amazing season, back with a live audience, and yeah, shout out to Legendary, an amazing show, and we're excited for season 4.
Optimum literally disgusts me.
I literally did a whole thing like I just kept talking about myself.
This shit, I let me say correctly now. This shit did a whole reboot on my ass. And then my Wi-Fi didn't want to work, so I had to reboot that shit 3 times. And then my computer, so it doesn't connect to Wi-Fi until I do this whole fucking mission. It's literally so annoying. Okay, let's get into this episode. Point blank, period.
Literally. So last week, Jinx Monsoon won and ended up blocking the Vivian.
Right.
And also last week, Raja got her first star.
Yes, which is I said on one of these drag posts. It's crazy to me that Trinity and Raja only have 1 star. Those 2 queens only have 1 star.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, definitely Trinity for sure. Raja too, though.
Raja's eating.
Raja has been eating. And definitely on the runway specifically, she's been eating, living on crumbs. So I'm definitely surprised that Raja is only at 1 star, and they were given 2 stars, 1 to keep and 1 to give away to someone else.
Right.
So then at the beginning of this episode, Raja decided to give her star to Evie Ali, which I saw it coming.
I saw it coming. Yeah, I saw it coming. I love how they were both women who when they give their stars, oh, I just love this girl so much. No, you gave it to the girls who you're not really shaken up by too much.
Right. And
even though Jinx hasn't been really good.
But Jinx said it though in her confessional. She said it would be smart for me to give. Not it would be smart, but I want to compete with the best at the end. So if I want to compete with the best at the end, I should give this star to someone that I don't think is going to be at the finale, because then that will put a target on their back. In a sense,
put a fire under their eyes. I got to get this shit together. Okay.
Not in that sense, but for example, she gave her star to Jada, so now Jada has 2 stars. So then now Jada is a front runner. So then Jada now to the other contestants, it's we need to block Jada because Jada has 2 stars. It's same as Evie. Evie now. Well, let me not get ahead of it, but in the sense of she thought if I give this to let's say Trinity, and let's say in this challenge someone wins, they're gonna block Trinity, and then it's probably going to hinder her from getting to where So she saw it in the sense of give it to the person that you don't think is gonna be at the finale, because that it kind of takes the target from the people that are doing really, really good to Jada in a sense, but Jada, she's doing good when you count stars, but she's definitely Evie, Jada. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think as of lately, Jada has really been showing herself in the sense of her runways have been really good. She did really good in the in the what's it called? She did good in the ball. I thought she did really good in the ball. I think they did really good in the acting challenge. I think that she was good at that. And I think this challenge this week was she did pretty good too. Like I liked her lyrics. I liked how she went about doing it, and her look was really good. So I don't know. I feel like she is doing decent. She's showing herself. I think who's fading into the background a bit now is Shea Coulee, which I thought I would never have happened to her, but she's kind of fading a bit now. But to go back to the stars giving the stars, crazy that what's her name? Evie Oddly, I knew they were gonna give it to her. But I wasn't. I don't know. I didn't know that Jinx would give it to Jada. I thought Jinx was gonna give it to Monet potentially because I don't think she sees Monet as competition. I don't know why.
It was fucked up though because she should have given it to Trinity. Trinity helped you.
Right. Trinity helped you do that and made you like passable and like what?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then next week coming up is a design challenge. So it's kind of like if Trinity helps her again, Trinity, you're a fool.
You're boo with a fool. Exactly. She better not. I think Trinity needs to focus on herself now. I think she's trying too hard. Or maybe I think also Trinity is really genuinely not fazed by the other bitches. Like I really think that Trinity like sees herself above these girls. And that's why she's kind of like, I really don't care. Like, I'll help you just so that my show doesn't look a mess. I want my show to be a good one. So I'm gonna help
Trinity's that girl. Trinity's the girl that thinks about the production overall and not just what she's gonna bring. And I also think that she is thinking about it in the way of like we're all legends, so like I'm not gonna let you walk out on the runway with something that like should be on a regular season of Drag Race. So in a way, like I'm still gonna try to make you be the legend that you are. I don't know. I think that it was fucked up, and I definitely would have said something right then in that. Like
I hope she does. And in the new episode, she mentions it and says, "Interesting that I helped you out." But I understand why Jinx did it though. Like Trinity, I'd be scared of Trinity. I'd be scared of Jinx, and I'd be scared of Raja potentially. Because Raja has been a little bit hit or miss, but I don't know if it's because the production just aren't fucking with her, or if she's actually just like not doing it. You know? Because let's get into this episode. So they get word that they're going to be doing like a Y2K pop girl group type of deal.
MTV TRL.
Right, TRL, which is so awesome because I was a TRL girl. Like I wasn't. Definitely. Oh, what? I think it's because TRL was very much like it was the Katie's, it was the Britneys, it was the Destiny's Child, it was like the mainstream people. I don't know. It just called my name more. And I think it was earlier than BET was 106 in Park. And then when I got home from 106 in Park, we didn't have one TV, and my sister would watch that. So I was like, I'm not here for that. I want to see Britney getting crazy. So that's where I was. But nonetheless, I love TRL. I think it was so much fun. So then, of course, like everyone's excited, and I love when they do this. They left it up to the girls to make their own groups. So what some of the girls decided, I think it was like Raja who said it, or Monet was like, okay, let's just spit it right down the middle. You know, that's one group and this is one group. Let's just do it that easy. So at first, I thought I was like, in my head, I figured that was smart too. Instead of like drawing hats from like drawing names out of a hat. It was just like, let's just do like, here, y'all have that, y'all have this, bye. But homegirl, the Vivian, was not having it.
She was not having it.
She was very upset. She was like, I didn't want to talk about that earlier because you kind of just made a decision without letting us even discuss it further. And I didn't appreciate that. But it's fine. It's whatever. Like, it is what it is. How did you feel about that? Because I have my own resolution on it.
Let's call a spade a spade. The Vivian felt like garbage. The Vivian felt like, she was tossed to the side, and she kind of felt like, oh, you guys put the winning team together and kind of left me out of it. That's how she was thinking. Because when she looked at her team, she didn't have like the best lip syncers and you know what I'm saying? So I think that she just felt betrayed, specifically by Monet, because her
and Monet are cool.
Her and Monet are like super, super cool. But it was just funny to me because all of the American girls were like, we literally do not care. Like, are you okay?
But that's why I like the Vivian. And I think in the beginning I was scared for her because I was like, I hope she can like stand down. I hope that she shows who she are, because she was a competitor on her season and she was vocal. And I like that she had this moment where it's like, no, like, because if you in hindsight you really think about it, like, we probably should have probably piece this together a little bit and probably sit there and be like, okay, you guys are good lyricists, you guys are good dancers, or like you guys are good singers, you guys are good dancers. Let's make it even out and perform and make this a good performance for the whole show instead of just being lazy and just being like down the middle. And also, when someone does down the middle, it sends that message of, well, I don't want those girls over there, so like since they're on that side, and like I could just like even it out and like here, take that. So I understood why she spoke up, and I appreciate her speaking up because maybe she was excited to work with the queen on the other team that she hasn't worked with before. You know, it's all about networking. Maybe she wanted to make a connection with someone on that team and have work with them type of thing. So I think not having that autonomous feeling behind the decisions of the group made her feel a type of way where she wasn't involved, and it was just like you're being told what to do rather than being asked or, you know, having a discussion. So I'm here for it. And I do agree because even it worked on her favor, but I don't know. I think it would have been a better pairing if they would have like evened it up a little bit. Some queens, like moved a couple queens there, move a queen here, because let's be real, so eventually they get over the argument because what happened was that they like, well, okay, is it the song? Is it the song that's the issue? Then let's do this. Whoever wants this song sits over there. Whoever wants that song sits over there. And she didn't move. The only person that moved was the person who was on her original team from the get.
Well, that's the part that I didn't like, because if you're gonna fuss, then like when a solution is provided to you, then you need to somehow like be a participant. So if you had a problem that the teams were made up in the way that they were made up, here comes Shay, and she provides, I think it was Shay or Monet, I don't remember. She provides this solution of like, well, if it's the song, whoever wants this song, come to this couch, and whoever wants that song, go to that couch. You shouldn't gine up. You should have gone up, because at the end of the day,
not to argue it, I think it's not. I don't think the issue was the song. It was just the process of them choosing the groups. So that's why I feel like she was like, if I'm the only one who clearly has an issue, then it's almost like when you're in a room with people who like think one way and you're the only bystander, you kind of feel like, okay, maybe I'm crazy. I think she had that moment of like, okay, maybe I'm making it more than what it is, but still it bothered me, and I just wanted to express it. That's what I took it as. It was just like she was bothered by how they went about deciding the teams, and she just wanted to say like that wasn't really fair, but not necessarily. And then also it's like, well, in her saying that and her moving to a different group makes it sends the message to the other girls that she doesn't want to work with them. So I feel like she caught herself, because she has been saying shit all season. Like last episode where she told Jinx like, yeah, I would have blocked you, but I couldn't, type shit.
Right.
I think that she just says things because she's in the heat of the moment. She just needs to like express it, and then in hindsight, she's like, "Oh fuck! Like, why did I go about that way? Or like, why did I say it like that?" type of thing. So I don't know. I think she just said it because it came to her mind. But
I would say before you move on, probably the dumbest thing that anybody on RuPaul's Drag Race could have ever said was, I was gonna block you, but I couldn't. Like,
right?
Why would?
I think it was strategic. I think she did that because she needed to let the girls know, this is the bitch I need to block. That I'm not out here blocking people because of X, Y, and Z. Like, I think it was a subliminal message to the girls. Like, I was gonna block her, and I need you to know, like, we need to block her. She's the one that needs to get blocked next.
Right.
So I think that's what she was trying to do with that. And I got it loud and clear, because me, if I'm in the room, I was like, girl, okay, good, because I thought you was bugging. Like, you know, like, why? Like, I hope that we're on the same page. Like, Jinx is the target. If the girls are not blocking Jinx for the next couple episodes, I swear they're bugging. And
I swear to God, if Jinx don't make it to the finale over some blocks, I swear to God, like I swear to God, I am going to raise hell.
My thing is that they need to make it fun. Like, keep blocking Jinx.
Every person that walks into the pit stop says the same thing. When Bob asks them, who do you think is going to win this season? They say Jinx Monsoon. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, it's monsoon season, and she's eating the girls up.
I think she's doing
and you know what's crazy though? Because of course Monet and Shay are better dancers. Of course Shay probably has better lyrics. But it goes to show that when you are who you are and you are perfect at what you do, it transcends like everything.
I will say that, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And she's true to Jinx, and she knows how to be
her
to apply drinks to
drag is
everything.
so
It's so versatile, but it's also so her. Like,
it's
no matter what
so
she does.
her, and it's so established, and it's so like mature. Like it's her drag is so good that like whether you're into it or not, you're gonna like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna like what she does, whether you're into that type of drag or not. And I think that that's her thing. Like she is just so established and so like realized already. And same with Raja has not had like necessarily a bad week in a way. It's just that all of these girls are so good, and when it
Yeah.
comes down to give these stars, RuPaul's like, who the fuck am I gonna give these 2 stars to? Because it's
I didn't
hard.
feel like that this week, but we'll discuss it later and when we get
Well,
to
keep
the end of
going
it.
then.
Okay, so nonetheless, the group stays the same. So on one team, we have Monet Exchange, Shea Coulee, Raja, and Trinity the Tuck, which is a stacked up team, in my opinion. Oh, a little fucking fly got in here. Oh my gosh. Not the fly. Oh my gosh. Like, what is she doing in here?
Welcome our special guest.
Welcome my special guest, and may she rest in peace. But whatchamacallit? So yeah, so freaking the great team right there. So Trinity, Monet, Raja, and Shea Coulee. Love the fucking team stacked up. Then on the other team is Evie Oddly, Jinx Monsoon, The Vivian, and Jada Essence Ha. Again, I feel like one team is very much like Kit Kat Boom, Tut Tut Tut. The other one is very much Kooky Camp Group, which I think was good. I think it was a good matchup, in my opinion. So one song was the Titanic, which is pretty much like about breakups. And then the other one was Together Forever, which was about, being in love, which I think was good to have like that contrast. And it was fun. I think it was really, really fun.
Right. I like the way that a Jinx team, it's not Jinx team, but you know what I mean, like the team that Jinx, Jada, the Vivian, and Evie Oddly were on, how they were like all ex group members of a group. So it was like a group made out of like ex group members of groups. And then in the other team there was supposed to be someone that was supposed to be like she left her group and they
yes, which
joined
is so oh my gosh. Like, was it Raja that came up with it? Where she was like, we're Mister. And then without Evie's the one that left, we were Mystery, but now we're Mister. And I'm like, yo, yeah, bitches are so smart. I wonder if it was really that they came up with it themselves, or if it was like production was like, oh my God.
Right. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them.
Honestly. But the way that it played out, it made a lot of sense and it was really good. Which is so dope. I think they did so freaking good.
I agree.
One team was, the thing is, like, when you have Shea Coulee on your team, like, bro, you're good. Because she's a choreographer. She knows the stuff. Like, she knows how to get this shit together and knows how to tailor it, for people.
Right.
And then the other team, I think they were just like, let's have a good time. Let's literally just...
So what team do you think did best?
I think lyrically and like okay, so it depends what the challenge was. The challenge was to produce a great song and put a great song together and make it sound good and
performance. Who gave the best performance?
Have a good conceptualized performance. For me, I think performance-wise and like full on
say it. I know what you want to say. Say
was
it.
Like the group of rejects.
Right.
I think they were more entertaining.
Together forever.
I think they're way more entertaining for me. And the other group, I think the only thing that they fault, so each group had their faults, and their pluses. So the pros for group Love was that their song was good. I love their song. Monet came in, was good. You got me, baby, boy, you making up my heart. Like, that was a banger for me. Like, I loved that song. I think they all looked really good as well. Like, Monet looked so good. Trinity was giving that whole like boohoo cry girl. Raja gave like the thin eyebrows, like very, very much.
And Raja was giving Michelle Williams, Destiny Child. Like, she knew the part that she was playing.
Exactly. And Shea Coulee, I loved her hair, like with like the bleach, like little. I think they looked like a Y2K group. So I think they looked the part, and the song was great, right? But the performance was just like, I don't know, it was a little bit lackluster. I don't know what it was about it that I just wasn't like that intrigued. Again,
Same.
Raja just is not a amazing performer as she once was. She doesn't know her lyrics half the time. Neither does Trinity. So it was like, yeah, made the song. Like you created the song, babes. What the fuck? So that's where I think that they definitely didn't win it. And then the other group faulted, and then both groups faulted because they didn't get their reference through. So the first group should have shaded the girl that left. She should have shaded Miss Y, who it was like we went from mystery to that mister or some shit like that. They didn't. I didn't catch any reference of that. And then the other group said they were all rejects, but they never referenced what where they got rejected from, especially Evie being rejected from the other group specifically. So I think that's where they faulted. But it was so entertaining. They were twirling. People think otherwise, but I think Evie Oddly gave the character, and I love how she sold it. We are forgetting that Evie Oddly was on the strip of Las Vegas, show after show after show, twirling, give it to the girls. She knows how to perform, and I think that she gave the whole robot like thing. She gave it for me. I was eating it up. I thought she was so good, and she performed it very well. Baby, you're my baby, you're my baby. She's just so kooky and very much her, and I love that about her. I thought it was so good. And I thought she looked great too with her little pink little thing on, and her gloves were very much. I liked it.
I will agree to disagree, and here are my sentiments. I think that Evie Oddly, I need a week where Evie's just giving fears. Like I need a week where Evie is just giving fears. Like I don't want to see no cookie.
The thing is that now I get upset.
Hold on, because I know what you're gonna say.
Doing Jinx, and no one's
okay.
Like, well,
okay. Can I talk? Can I talk? Jinx gives cookie, but Jinx also knows when to give fears. This is the difference. Fucking Evie Oddly walks into the runway every time.
Glamour for when it was a Wheel of Fortune girl.
She's always like,
but that's her though.
Jinx does the same thing, but then there's a week where Jinx walks into the runway and she's like, and just gives you walk. And I just feel like this week specifically, I would have loved to see Evie in that Dolly Parton look, just walking down the runway. Like, just give me strut left to right.
But the thing is, that's the thing.
That's my personal preference. That's my personal preference.
Which is fine, that's the issue that I've been having with Drag Race, right? As I rewatched it all the time and like to see the progression. One thing I get bothered by is you say that you appreciate these queens drag. You're like, oh, I love your drag. Like that's why you brought her here. You're so unique. Da, 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 da. But then as the show progresses, you get tired of it and you're like, okay, we love your drag, but like be versatile, do a little bit something different. So it's like, okay, so you don't want me to do my drag and you don't really appreciate it because you give me the concept and you take it on, but you want me to sit there and you want me to be more glamour, but not what Jinx considers glamour. Like Jinx's idea of glamour is very different than what we believe glamour to be. So if we're gonna sit there and appreciate Jinx, then we need to appreciate her take.
I'm not saying Jinx is the standard. I'm saying that.
I mean, not Jinx, or even on the other.
Like you need to be able. You do need to be able to be versatile, and you do need to be able to like step away from your character. And I feel like Evie has not shown us that. Like, okay. I feel like Raja has a character and she's been able to step away from it, or she knows when to, like, in a way, like, tone her down a little bit. And
I would say that, Evie is very much one note. I can say that. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
she exudes.
And it's like, you know, like, switch it up a little bit. Even in her acting, she's always like, like, just like, switch it up. I'm not saying like your drag, but at least in the challenges, like give us something different, you know?
I don't know. I kind of appreciate that she's so unapologetically her regardless. I just think that sometimes the execution can come like I could get what you're saying. Like there's ways to apply it to different things, and there's certain things that call for it, right? So like if you're on the runway and like, for example, this runway that was Dolly Parton, right? I get that you wanted to come out here and be ready because it's country like do, but it was like, but that's not what the thing is. It's like it's about Dolly Parton. Like you're supposed to portray Dolly Parton, so therefore, about Dolly's more regal. She is country, but she's country as a bumpkin, but she's regal about it, you know. So I think I get why. I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. Nonetheless, I loved her performance. So I think that she did so good, and she knew her words, and she lip synced the fuck out of it, and she gave the character that she was supposed to give. Like the concept of what she said she was going to do and what it was about. She stuck to it. Even her lyrics were to it, and it was just so good. I think she really lightened up like the performance itself. Who else was in that group?
The Vivian
Vivian.
the Vivian did really good.
I think she did good. I think she did good. I think she did good.
I think her
she did
lyrics.
good.
I think her lyrics were fun. I think that I love when the lyrics rhyme. I'm sorry, in music, like just make it rhyme, especially when you're rapping, because when you are doing your little 1-2 and it's like all over the place, it kind of makes it like sound like, oh, this is all over the place. So I appreciated the Vivian's performance. I thought the look in the performance to me was like not basic, but it was
I
like,
didn't like it. Her nipples were showing and stuff. I was like, what?
yeah, like I'm like,
here?
what is that about?
I don't know. I think Jada did really good. I loved her fucking. I think where she missed the mark though was her choice in the character that she chose about this like diarrhea person who can't hold their barrel or whatever. It was like interesting, whatever. But I thought she looked so good. That fucking ponytail wig was so hot on her. She looked so sexy. And then we had Jinx, who was basic wearing, but her lyrics were fun, and like the way that she ended, it was like, and I can't get up, like a nod to her old and like elderly ways, and like having her. It was good. It was good. I like both songs. I was bumping them actually, and I added them to my playlist. I think they were both really fun. But my favorite to hear is Titanic. My favorite performance of their song was Together Forever.
Okay.
Now, the winners of the challenge is where I have an issue.
Okay.
Because I think this goes to show if you thought that production had no say before or was trying to influence like narratives and storylines, this was a perfect moment to do so.
Right.
Now, the reason why I feel like that is, one, there's no reason why the winners should have been both from the same team, because that was absurd. Unless there was a winning team and he acknowledged it. If Roop would have been like, you ladies both did good, but the winning team is this team, right? That would have made sense. But no, the way that they made it seem was like there was highs on that team and highs on this team, but you chose two winners on one team, which I don't agree with the winners. I think Monet Exchange got overlooked. I think she did so good. Her lyrics were so very well put together, and I think that she really deserved to be in the top two. If not her, then... And also because of her Dolly look. The Dolly look was so amazing. If not her, honestly, because the rest of the team, they had good and bad. Because I love Trinity's runway look, but I didn't really like her performance. Raja didn't know her lyrics, but she looked great on the runway though. But she just didn't know her fucking lyrics. That's a problem. Shea Coulee, I didn't like her runway look, but I loved her performance. But I think Monet did really good with her runway look.
I definitely agree that Monet should have been
in the top two. I cannot believe he did that.
Top two. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Because it wasn't a winning team. It was just...
No.
So, like, you know, I think, honestly, I will swap out Evie for Monet.
Really? Because... I would swap out the Vivian for...
No, you know the thing is, I did feel... I was agreeing with you when you said if you did not think that production had a say in how these storylines go out, this was the perfect opportunity to kind of open your eyes to that. Evie was the only one... Evie was the only one that had not won a star. And now that everybody won a star, of course, Evie has to win a star. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I think they did that because I think they wanted it to be like they wanted.
She won a star on her own.
A star, yeah. They wanted to make sure that these queens won a star on their own to not take away from the fact that they're all winners and like they're the best of the best. And like, of course, they're gonna win stars because So her being handed a star, they needed to be like, okay, well now let's combat this. Let's make sure that she actually wins a star. And like, okay, well, better challenge than it to. They did it perfectly. They knew that Evie was gonna give a star because she was the lowest, and then they knew that the next challenge was a performance challenge, and she knows how to lip sync, and she is on the Las Vegas Strip. Like, say what you want about her, she is a great performer. Like, no matter what, she can twirl on a stage and she can lip sync the house down. So they were like, oh, perfect. Let's then put this challenge where we know that she'll excel at, or she'll has to do decently good because she did good in the beginning. Remember the first challenge when she had that like cat wig, and she did amazing. So they did that challenge because they knew she would be in the top, like a high performer. So then put her in the top so that she can actually earn a star. And then not only did she get to earn her star and she could walk away saying, well, yeah, one was charity, but I still won one. Now she has 2 stars. So now it makes her soar. Now she's like a fucking front runner. When she started with 0 stars in this episode, now she has 2. What the heck?
Right.
So it was definitely production. And then the Vivian, they wanted the Vivian to win as well. Like she could have been in the top 2. Like, yeah, I'm not saying that she didn't do a good enough job. Like I give it to her because on the runway, the makeup, the mug, she looked like Dolly Parton.
She looked really good on the runway.
And the runway was a good like Dolly Parton look. So I give it to her. Yeah, and then she did a good performance. But I think they further pushed her because they wanted that whole Jinx versus the Vivian what's it called narrative, because the Jinx and Vivian have got kind of, because from the Vivian saying I would have blocked you, then the Jinx blocked her, and then I was like, okay, well I'm gonna block her back now. So they knew what they were doing. Like they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were freaking doing.
But I will say that the Vivian deserved to be there because I don't know who else. I don't know who else I would put there because like everywhere else did good in one thing but lacked on the other.
Can we go through their runways, because I really want to talk about some of their runways.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I think I just skimmed over it, but I think we should go in depth about it. So we have Monet Exchange. She
amazing.
At first, I wasn't eating it up, but then I was speaking to my best friend Olani, and she was discussing it and kind of like deconstructing it a bit. And I was like, okay, maybe I am like looking over this a little bit. Like there's meaning behind the song, and then also there's meaning behind her dress. So she looked good in it. I just wish that she didn't have that big jewelry piece. I think it took away from the overall dress because it was saying so much on the dress side, and to add that big ass jewel was like, okay, I think it's just making you look a little like too busy everywhere. I think you should have just let the jacket be the statement piece, but nonetheless, she did look beautiful, and she gave very much Dolly. She
gave very much Dolly, and I think that for the Black queens, whenever it is, you're gonna impersonate somebody that is white, it's instantly like, okay, it's hard because one, you're not the complexion of the person that you're impersonating,
right?
So you have to, in a way, really, really hit it out the park to like do a good look, and I think that she did it perfectly. When you have these impersonations, do the hits, do something that like when people see it, they're gonna know it's Dolly. And I think that she picked the perfect. She looked amazing, and that dress. That's what Maddie Morphosis thought that she was wearing. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna pull out. Oh my god,
that's what she thought she was wearing. So yeah, I think that Monet looked really, really good.
She looked really good. I think that the combination of the two should have put her in the top 2. I can't believe that they did that to her. But again, production, that was proof of production. Then we have what's her name? Trinity the Tuck. Gorgeous. That fucking bitch knows how to just do it on the runway. That's another one who's
even the
on the
smile,
runway.
how she drew it.
The smile was so good. The lips and like the way that her silhouette was, like it was Dolly, and she looked gorgeous. I loved it. Raja, another one who looked gorgeous. That big hair, that like cinched little like pencil. Oh my god, that silhouette, everything was gorgeous. She and was the Yes, and the nails, like she got it.
She got it. Raja looked really good.
Really amazing, amazingly good.
Yeah,
that was absurd. And I was like, damn, girl, you like, if it was a challenge, like just straight up runways, like you, that's why she is the one who always hosts, what is it called? Fashion photo review, because you get it. Then we have Shea Coulee, who I didn't like that much. I didn't think it was a good one to pick. I try not to hold it against her that her breastplate didn't match her skin complexion. I think it's harder for darker skinned queens to find a good one that matches their tones. So I give it to her. But even if it was the same shade, I just think that it was just not why would you choose that one? And I think she wanted to diversify herself a little bit.
Yeah, she said that she was like, oh, like I wanted to do something different, but I'm sorry. Like when you're doing an impersonation of a celebrity, do the hits. Do the hits.
Yeah, I don't know what that
do something about. That when you walk out that runway, people are gonna know that's who you're supposed to be. Like that, whoever she was impersonating, it was not giving Dolly Parton.
I did not
it was
like it at all.
It was giving Beyonce, Lemonade. Like I don't know. Like It
It was
was
giving Billy Ray Cyrus. Like, I don't know what the heck that was.
like right.
I was very
Uptown
disappointed.
Uptown Funk. What was the Uptown Road? What was this?
Oh yes, Old Town Road. Oh my God. But whatever. That was that. Then on the other team we had Jinx Monsoon, who I don't know what the hell she even thought that she was fucking doing on that runway.
Yeah, I didn't like that runway.
That was not a good. I didn't want to. Horrible job. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm really upset about it. Then we have the Vivian, who we just discussed. She was so good. Looked like her head to toe. Very good job. Then we have Evie Oddly, who I think looked like her, but tried to sell it a little too hard. Like the selling of it was unnecessary. She could have literally just walked down and been fine. I don't know what that.
Like just walk down the runway.
I don't know. It took me out of the like.
Because you know what got me mad? You're supposed to be impersonating a character, and your walk was not Dolly.
Yeah, it was not.
If it would have been a regular runway and she was wearing what she was wearing, and she was walking that way, I wouldn't have given a fuck because that's Evie. But in this runway, the category called you to impersonate somebody. So the impersonation does not end at what you're wearing. The impersonation starts when you step on the runway.
Right, yeah. It's not about like, what you're wearing, it's about the whole concept.
And that's where my comment of she doesn't know how to turn down who she is in certain challenges comes from, because she shouldn't have walked down that runway.
That's true. It's a challenge, so you should be challenging yourself. Okay, I'll give you that. You know? And then we had Jada Essence Haas, who I didn't like. Well, I didn't like. I didn't hate.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was not giving Dolly. It was giving. It was giving like first lady of the Baptist church. Like it was not giving Dolly.
Yeah, the bottom half just wasn't it for me. But whatever.
Just looked like it was from Forever 21. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I didn't know what. I don't know. I didn't know that she really tried with that one. But again, like I would be tired of impersonating white women all fucking season long. So I hope that they have a night of 1,000 fucking Beyonce's or some black legend, because enough. Or like Whitney Houston. Like, why are we not doing 1,000 nights of Whitney Houston? Like, pay
well, they did Nights of 1,000 J-Los in
okay, but like,
regular
who likes
stars.
J-Lo?
I like J-Lo. This podcast, we will not have Jennifer Lopez slander.
Oh my! Okay.
I am so sorry.
Oh my! Okay, well, moving on.
Did
you watch the documentary?
Yes, and it was so fucking good.
There was one moment where they were like, "I used to live here." He was like, "Who are you?" Like, Jennifer what? Jennifer Lopez doesn't respond. Anyways, RuPaul lets the girls know that the top two queens of the week are the Vivian and Evie Oddly. And as you guys have heard throughout our conversation here on the Tuck, that we're not too keen to the idea. It was definitely a move on productions, and
Monet was robbed.
Monet was robbed. Justice for Monet. And this is not the first. I keep saying it, like, not that I just wasn't really rooting for Monet in the beginning, just because, like, I don't know, I just wasn't like the biggest fan of her and her drag.
Same.
But she's really stepped it up this season. I think she's really trying to prove to girls that, not the public, that she is actually someone to, you know, not fuck with. And I think one of the moments where I think like it's just not fair, and I really do feel bad for her.
I agree with you, and I just want this moment to like resonate, because I know we talk a lot of shit, but if you do your shit, we will also say you're doing really good. And I'm sorry, you guys know I was not a fan of Monet being on this season. Right. I'm not a fan of Monet even being called the winner, because she did not win that season of All Stars 4. I don't give a fuck what you say. But Monet is doing what she gotta do on this season. She is killing these girls.
She's a contender, and they keep looking over her.
And she is playing the game silently. You know what I'm saying?
She knows what she's doing. She's like very good. She's being very strategic in what she says, and how, you know, not being too much, not being too little. So I'm hoping that this next challenge, it's a sewing challenge. She doesn't do too good. Mm-hmm. But whatever. The lip sync goes down again. Evie does what Evie does and just tries her best to like add her cookiness to it, which was like whatever. But the Vivian won it the moment that she used her breastplates and she like squeezed them to the song. I was like, okay, she's winning this shit. Like she's doing so good. And sure enough, she does win. Which unfortunately she couldn't get a star this week, but she did get the power to block someone, and
she got $10,000.
And she got $10,000. Yes, for sure. She got the money, but she didn't get on her season. So the UK girls are literally hating on her right now.
No, the Vivian has mad money by now, because she won the money from when they were doing that, like remember that mini challenge where they had
yes. I think she's at like 13,000 now.
She won money from that. This is her second challenge that she has won. So she got money.
Oh wait, yeah. So she's like at 20,000 then.
She got money.
Well, nonetheless, she got the power to block someone, and as we all expected, she ran to Jinx. Was like, "Here, your block, bitch. Like, have it." Which I think finally someone's being smart, and I hope that gives a message to the girls, like block the person that you think could be your front contender. So yes, that was that episode. Next episode is a sewing challenge. So who do you foresee being like the top contenders in it?
In next week,
Yeah.
I think that of course Trinity the Tuck.
Oh yeah.
Like Trinity the Tuck, you can give her. I could give Trinity this pillow and she's gonna give me a gown. You know what I'm saying? Like she will make it happen somehow.
Legit.
So yeah, Trinity the Tuck. Monet is good at
I don't think so. That when she had the
true.
green, remember she had the chaps.
That is true.
That was
that
a
is true.
chop.
That is true.
We'll do a fucking
Trinity
Leotard
Trinity
again.
the Tuck. I would say Raja, of course, Raja.
Raja.
Honestly, just Trinity the Tuck and Raja are my two contenders.
I would say I would add in there Jada Essence Hall because she ate that whole like shoulder thing. Like, look, she's a seamstress too. So I think those three are the ones to look at. And it'd be crazy if Jada Essence Hall wins because then she would be at the forefront and have 3 stars, which will then make her the front contenders. So. Which is so interesting because I think that's another queen who people kind of denounce and take away her win. So to see her doing so good has been great. But I'm excited. This season has been really good so far. Has been really giving us what we want and what we kind of are expecting out of these girls to really be out here fighting for this crown and to be the queen of all queens. And each of them are, I think, at an even playing field as of right now. So I think next episode is definitely gonna be able to put the girls in check and say who are the ones like who are at the forefront and who will potentially be taking that crown because they all have one except for 3 queens. So now the next person who gets a star, like Jinx can't get the next star, so she won't be at the top. Evie has been doing decent, hard a little bit, but I don't think she's gonna get a star. Jada's at 2. She does good at sewing challenges, so she could be at the 3, or there might be another queens who get 2. Then leaving the rest in the dust. Like, there's just so many possibilities that can happen now that everybody has a star. It's kind of like we're back at square one type shit.
There's so many possibilities, and also it kind of comes down to like, if you really think about it, they could really get Jinx this next week because it's not one of Jinx's strong suits, at the sign challenge. So they could block her again if they're smart.
You imagine she fucking whips this shit out of the wazoo. There's a whole ass like gown that we're not expecting and is in the top 2. That'd be crazy. If she's in the top 2 next week, that is proof in the pudding that production is fucking working this shit over.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. But yes, y'all, as you know, this
season is crazy.
This is a crazy ass season, and we're so here for it.
It's so good, though.
It's so good, and I'm hoping that when we catch the finale at like a gay bar in the city, so that we can just like go crazy and like gag all together with the fellow gays. So, yeah. As you guys know, you know where to find us always here on the Talk, a reality rundown podcast, and as you know,
follow us on Instagram and follow us on Twitter at The Talk Podcast.
Find us. Please follow us. Please share and
subscribe to this. Subscribe to this podcast. Leave us a review because it helps with it helps somehow.
It just helps.
And give us a rating too on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us on Spotify.
Yeah, go off on us or go off with us.
Right, just support the girls because it costs you nothing to support.
Period. Yes, I love that. Costs you nothing to support. But as you know, this has been the tea. Now you decide the shade. Thank you for joining us, sisters. And we'll catch you on another episode of The Talk.
Bye.
Bye.